Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys great Dez Bryant's rough take on McCarthy turns heads. Since his injury-ridden final years with the Cowboys, and after his brief stint with the Ravens, former Dallas star Dez Bryant has given himself a nifty side hustle as a frequent commenter on social media. His X account has 3.4 million followers, and he has not been shy about putting his opinions on record. With the Cowboys mired in a puzzling 3-3 season, and with coach Mike McCarthy under fire from within, owner Jerry Jones criticized the team's offense this week, and it's McCarthy who calls the plays. Bryant stepped in with some pretty stone-cold thoughts. He would have fired McCarthy 8 months ago, he wrote. Should have kept Dan Quinn and made him the head coach, Bryant wrote. These old ways is no longer in style for this new age of football. The post attracted 300,000 views on X. Bryant, of course, has 9 years of NFL experience behind him, as well as 3 Pro Bowl appearances. He has some credibility and, certainly, after the Packers drubbed the Cowboys out of the playoffs on their own home field last January, Bryant was not alone in calling for McCarthy's job. Cowboys Mike McCarthy under fire over play calling. This week, it sounded, too, like Jones wondered whether he'd made a mistake in keeping McCarthy, especially with Quinn off to a 5-2 start in his first season with Washington. We're designing bad plays, or we're designing bad concepts, Jones said on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas this week. The facts are that there's some of that, but there's also some execution issues. There's some of the talent. I like our talent, I really do like our talent. I like our young talent, but young talent has a few more mistakes associated with it than if you're dealing with a veteran player. It should be noted, of course, that Jones doubles as the team's general manager, meaning he is responsible for the talent. Perhaps it should come as little surprise that he is quickly selling out the play caller, with the team's talent coming firmly into question. It is also worth noting that the same bad plays that Jones is referencing were the plays that led the Cowboys to a league-best 509 points last season. The system is the same, as is the star quarterback, Dak Prescott, and receiver, CeeDee Lamb. But the talent evaluator allowed 2 of the team's top offensive linemen to leave, and replaced them with rookies. Oh, and the top running back was allowed to go, and was replaced with a relic from the scrap heap, Ezekiel Elliott. But, hey, yes, the Cowboys' struggles must be the fault of the coach designing the bad plays. 3 realistic trade targets for the Cowboys at 2024 deadline. The Cowboys, just like every team in the NFL, are dealing with a variety of different struggles leading into the end of the month of October and into the start of November. The Cowboys took a massive loss at the hands of the Detroit Lions into their bye week this past week and are looking to come out with renewed focus. But the bye week might not be able to cure some of the potentially fatal flaws for this Cowboys team. How could they address those issues with realistic trade ideas? 3 realistic trade ideas for the Dallas Cowboys in 2024. 1. A Panthers running back. The Carolina Panthers are 1-6 heading into Week 8 action, and you obviously assume that regardless of what their record ends up being in the next couple of weeks, this is a team that will be selling at the NFL trade deadline. The Panthers have one of the NFL's best-kept secrets in running back Chuba Hubbard, who has been a Cowboy before, at college as a member of the Oklahoma State program. Hubbard is averaging over 5 yards per carry this year. He's in a contract year, he's just 25, and he looks like someone who could draw a lot of interest around the league. The Panthers gave Miles Sanders a big-money contract in free agency this offseason, and they also used premium NFL draft capital on Texas running back Jonathan Brooks, who is making his way back to the field from injury. They could really maximize value for Hubbard, who might bolt next year in free agency anyway. 2. Khil Herbert, running back, Bears. Sticking with the theme of the Cowboys potentially adding a running back for the moment, how about the idea of them adding former Chicago Bears starting running back Khil Herbert? Bears' situation at the running back position is pretty good even without Herbert in the picture. The Bears signed DeAndre Swift in free agency, and he's really been coming on for them in recent weeks despite the fact that he started off this season rather pedestrian. Not only is Swift playing well, but the Bears also have second-year player Roscoe Johnson making significant contributions offensively. Khil Herbert is probably sitting there hoping that some team, maybe the Cowboys, will come and rescue him at this year's NFL trade deadline. The Bears must not have gotten any decent offers for Herbert at roster cuts because they seem to be borderline holding him hostage. He's a good back who is just not playing because of the guys in front of him. With Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott pacing the Cowboys' running game right now, not only could Khil Herbert help this team get something going on the ground, but he could potentially increase his value for 2025 NFL free agency substantially in the process. It would be a win-win situation for everyone involved. 3. Baron Browning, Edge, Broncos. At this point, it's hard to imagine the Denver Broncos really going into sell mode at the NFL trade deadline. They are 4-3 with a chance to get their 5th win of the season on Sunday against the 1-6 Carolina Panthers. Even with that in mind, the Broncos might have a bit of an overabundance off the edge right now, and Baron Browning's situation is one worth monitoring. Browning came into the league the same year as Cowboys superstar pass rusher Micah Parsons, 2021, and has similar physical and athletic attributes. Although he struggled with injuries at times, Browning has been a highly productive pass rusher when at his best, and the Cowboys could really use someone like that. Both Micah Parsons and veteran DeMarcus Lawrence have dealt with injuries this year, and Dallas has had to resort to a number of players who might otherwise not even be on active NFL rosters to help supplement in the pass rush department. He would be a rental for the remainder of the season as he's a free agent in 2025, but he could supplement the Cowboys' pass rush depth for the time being and possibly capitalize on the opportunities he would get playing opposite of Micah Parsons. Not to mention, Mike Zimmer has had success with guys like Browning in the past, especially with Anthony Barr while he was with the Vikings. Leave your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the channel. See you in next video.